everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, again, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. How are you, Dr. Mike Van Thielen?
I'm doing fabulous, Kim. How are you this morning?
I'm doing even better now that you're on this show and virtually joining us here. You're joining us from Florida, if I'm not mistaken,
That's
right?
right. That's right. We just had the rocket launch at Kennedy Space Center like about an hour and 20 minutes ago. So
awesome.
Everything is good today here. Things are moving along.
And I know I saw yesterday on your Facebook page, I think, that you saw some dolphins and different things flying out of the water. You had a beautiful experience with some friends, right?
Yes, my best friends from Belgium came to visit, so I have to entertain them, right?
Yes. Well, what a way to entertain. That's a way to entertain people for sure. Right. And speaking of Belgium, you actually have an accent. So tell us about this accent.
Well, it's a Belgian accent. Exactly. I grew up in Belgium, went to the University of Brussels there, did physical education and physical therapy, and ended up in the United States, in Florida, basically after I was traveling as a physical therapist and assistant coach with Belgian Olympic swimmers in preparation for the Atlanta Games in '96. So they ended up being short of therapists here. So a recruiter called me and he basically said, "Do you want to, work in America?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Where do you want to work?" I said, "Fort Lauderdale." And the reason for that was, Kim, is because that's where we did our training camps. I was in my 20s and I knew all the bars, right?
Okay. So the truth comes out, right?
I was in my 20s. That's the excuse. I was in my 20s. So 2 weeks later, he said, "I don't have anything in Fort Lauderdale, but I have something in Ormond Beach." So I go, "Excuse me?" He says, "Ormond Beach." I say, "I don't know where that is, but the beach sounds fine." And that's how I ended up here in 1997.
Oh, wow. What an amazing story. Okay. That's a great way to end up here in the United States. And so what is the comparison from your perspective in coming from Belgium and coming to Ormond Beach in Florida? Is there any comparisons?
Well, every place got the pros and cons, and there's not many cultural differences, but there's a few. So I just had to adjust a little bit. But the United States certainly was, I don't know if it still is, the land of opportunity. But it was the American dream at the time for sure. I saved $400, packed my backpack, and came here. That's how I came here. $400 in a backpack in 1997.
Wow. And you really took advantage of the American dream and made it become, you owned it. I think that's the best way to say it.
I didn't have a mentor or anything like that. So obviously when I started, into small business, I had to learn quickly, got taken advantage of a few times. And my motto quickly became, I never lose, I win or I learn. And so I didn't really mind. I just, fell down a few times, got back up, learned something and did it again, and I learned many lessons. But, that's how I actually became a mentor. I'm a part in my life where I feel I can help people prevent those pitfalls and speed up their way to reach their highest potential, knowing what I've been through, because I believe a mentor or surrounding yourself with a team of experts is the only way to get to your highest potential.
I love it. I love it. Look, everybody, I'm going to formally introduce you to this, in my opinion, biohacking expert, Dr. Mike. He is a PhD in holistic nutrition, a doctor of oriental medicine, licensed physical therapist, licensed acupuncture physician, a Bachelor of Science in Professional Health Studies, a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education, an expert in regenerative regenerative medicine, and certified in Chinese herbal medicine, homeopathy, toxicology, injection therapy, you name it. I mean, it's like all kinds of things of this non-invasive cosmetic procedures. He's an international keynote speaker, author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and a world record holder in swimming. So we have someone here today that's going to tell us not just book knowledge, but real life experiences of how biohacking from his perspective and how it works and how he's going to break this thing down for us, right?
Sure.
I'm excited about it. Okay. So everybody listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to hear from Dr. Mike right after this break.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
Dr. Mike here today, and I am excited because we're going to find out more about, first of all, how did you even get involved in natural medicines? That's what I would like to know. The natural
Good
medicine.
question. I actually came here, like I said, in '97 as a licensed physical therapist. That's how I got here. Okay. And then basically I worked at a clinic at one point where they also did acupuncture and Chinese herbal medicine. And I kind of witnessed that the results by combining those were better than physical therapy alone. So I got really interested, went back to school to the Florida College of Integrative Medicine, a 3-year program, got my license in acupuncture, doctor of Oriental medicine, homeopathy, all that kind of stuff that you mentioned. And then I started applying those therapies to probably 1,000 patients. And then I got frustrated and I said, look, these alternative, as they call them, which they're not the original therapies and medicines, of course, but, they are obviously less harmful than conventional medicine, meaning surgeries and drugs. But I felt that didn't give the lasting results either. So I had to go back to basics. And what I did is I got my PhD in holistic nutrition. And I also looked at Mother Nature to see what the animals in the wild were doing, because Mother Nature never lies. And so by doing that, I really, figured out what the truths are about health. And I'm very confident I can help people, number one, regain control of their health and balance their bodies and their minds and their spirits, and get into then the next step, get into optimal health, meaning they need to be in control of their physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being, and they need to be strong and vital. And then number 3, Kim, is the biohacking, because biohacking then basically means is we're in optimal health, but what we want to do next now is we want to reverse our biological age objectively. So that's kind of how I got into this, figuring out how to help people really. And I've been very successful with approaching the animal world and seeing what they're doing and applying the basic principles of human life.
That's good. Okay. So I know we had some research done. One of my team members got some things from PubMed, .ncbi.nlm, NIH.gov. And so they're looking here at the effects of electromagnetic radiation on health and immune function of operators. And there's a whole abstract and everything here is very detailed. But when I was researching this, I wanted to kind of find out from you, when it comes to electromagnetic radiation, and you said that's an invisible threat, that's what's on our flyer here today. I wanted to talk a little bit about that from your perspective.
Yeah, sure. When we talk about health, I'll just take one step back so it makes sense. When we talk about health, our body constantly is exposed to toxins, whether we ingest them through food or drinks or whether they come from the environment, right? But in a healthy body, our body eliminates those toxins, so no harm is done. However, in today's society, with whatever we're exposed to, our bodies cannot keep up with the elimination of those toxins. So now those toxins accumulate in the body, and we call that toxemia. And these toxins in our body, they cause 2 major things: free radical damage and systemic inflammation, which even conventional medicine agrees is the cause of all disease, right? So what we need to do, and this is simplistic, but what we need to do as humans to stay healthy and not get any disease is we need to simultaneously reduce the exposure and the intake of toxins and increase the nutrients that fight free radical damage, repair DNA, and fight systemic inflammation. So when it comes to this electromagnetic frequency and radiation, Kim, it contributes to the toxemia. It adds even more toxins to our body. And most people don't recognize it or think it doesn't exist because, again, it's like you said, my title is The Invisible Threat. It's invisible. We can't see it. We can't hear it. We can't touch it. We can smell it. So usually as humans, we think it doesn't exist, right? But you just mentioned one research study. There's over 30,000 peer-reviewed scientific studies that show that not only ionizing radiation, but also non-ionizing coming from our cell phones, smart appliances, Bluetooths, routers, etc., causes damage on a DNA level, causes disease and cancer. So that's the research out there. For those people that really want to look at the research, there's actually one great website that compiles all the research. It's called emf-portal.org/en, if you want it in English. So it's emf-portal.org/en. You got all those 30,000 studies, and each month the new studies are featured, the ones that are just coming out, so you can keep up with this. But scientists now agree that non-ionizing radiation, mouthful right there, is very harmful to our bodies, adding to that toxemia.
Wow. Yeah, because in here, this particular one says that the complaint was giddiness, tiredness, dizziness, amnesia, all kinds of different effects, headache increase. So it's so many different. I'm not going to go through every detail of it. I'll just put the links there for you all to research it at your own time. But I know that you actually, I'm glad you broke that down for everyone. And I know that you recently spoke at a conference and you were talking about how health is freedom. And I wanted you to even talk more from that perspective too, on why you're saying that as your main mantra when you're talking.
Well, that's kind of my movement, the health freedom movement. And basically it's kind of creating awareness that we really don't have to depend on our doctors anymore. We can blame our doctors. We can blame our healthcare professionals. We can blame our parents. We can blame the FDA. We can blame the CDC. We can blame the big pharma. We can blame the fake commercials on the news. But ultimately, it's our responsibility to take control of our health and of the health of our loved ones. That's what we need to do. And so we either can choose to be healthy and happy, or we can choose to be sick and sad. And quite frankly, the choice is yours. So you just need to make that decision that you need to take care of your own body. And so it's people like myself, I'm a mentor, but many health coaches and also functional medicine doctors, that if you don't know how, we can guide you in the right direction. You obviously need to acquire some basic knowledge, acquire the skills, and then you can take care of yourself and get yourself up to optimal health, Kim.
That's good. And people are commenting over in the comment section. Thank you all so much for being in the virtual studio audience today. I see Dr. Lotus Rashay, who is from the Lotus Rashay Ignites program. And you say EMFR is so dangerous. Thank God for this information. I am thoroughly impressed by what's already being shared. So please make sure you all share this broadcast with people that you all know to be educated today. Wow. Okay. So I also see that Tracy Randolph, who is the Reset Coach, says, "Great morning to you both. I live for this information." She had cancer, was diagnosed with cancer, and went into a whole reset journey, Dr. Mike. And so she says she agrees with everything that you are sharing today. And the portal that you talked about, that all of these studies are located on, is emf-portal.org/EM.
No, EN. As in English.
Oh, okay. I'll put that up. Again, and let me get rid of some of this stuff because I cannot make a mistake and put some stuff that people put over here. I see you out there. Don't get me wrong. I see you, and you're making your comments and stuff that are forbidden here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Some of you are being naughty. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to visualize, Dr. Mike, how you decided you went into this journey. It's become a passion of yours. You've actually even written a book about it. And so it's a deep dive on why you choose this particular topic. But I'm trying to visualize why outside of all of these studies. I mean, I've read many studies about this too, but it's not like my thing that I have to go and tell the whole world about it. You have made this your passion and you've written a book about it for real. So what do you hope to accomplish by spreading this awareness to people? Are you looking to personally help people, or is it just that you're just spreading awareness? Or do you have a clinic that you focus on people? Talk to me.
Yeah. Well, Kim, I got 7 or 8 books now, and this just really got my attention. Like,
Okay.
During COVID, it got my attention, and I wanted to know more about it for myself, because I know it's out there, but then the question is, how do we shield ourselves from it? How do we mitigate it? How do we reduce the exposure to it? And so that's what I wanted to share with the readers and with listeners and with my audience. Because this book is not just explaining how dangerous it is, but it basically is a do-it-yourself guide, meaning there's hundreds and hundreds of little things, tips, and strategies in there, what we can do inside of the house, outside of the house, and to protect and shield ourselves from this magnetic radiation so we can lower the toxemia. So it's basically full of tips and strategies that we can implement at no or low cost ourselves inside our homes to protect ourselves from this invisible threat. But yeah, what I do is I mentor people generally in health. And this is just part of it because it's an exponential increasing threat. So we really need to do something about it. Otherwise, again, these toxins are going to cause a lot of disease and cancer. So it's one of those crucial things today that we need to mitigate. And therefore, this last book, Kim.
I'm grateful for that. And it's very nicely priced on Amazon, everybody. So you definitely is a no-brainer. Get the book and apply, literally go step by step and apply some of the strategies that's being shared in the book that will help you be able to kind of hack your own system and get things back synced in alignment, if that makes sense. So I'm excited about what's being shared here today. And so when we come back, we're going to learn more about our nutrition, our health, supplements, things that will help us better gain control of this thing called life. And we're here, we're walking on this earth. We have one life to live here, and we need to be able to manage it accordingly, and especially according to what Dr. Mike is sharing with us today. So we will be right back, and we're going to learn more from this mastermind. And I consider him a mastermind. He's teaching us some great things today. We'll be right back, everybody. Wow.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements. And we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
We're talking with Dr. Mike Van Thielen here today, and we're talking about that invisible threat of electromagnetic radiation and how we can do some biohacking. So you say really, though, that we don't have to be health freaks, and that's some of the wording that I've pulled from something I've heard you say before. Talk to us about that theory. We don't have to be all the way to the right or left, but just somewhere where you're going to teach.
That's right, Kim. People assume that I'm a health freak and that I eat 100% clean, and I do. But the best way to explain it is explain health from a different perspective, so people and listeners get a little bit of aha moments, right?
Okay.
So let's do that. So our body has an approximate 75 trillion cells. So that's an incomprehensible number because that's more than the stars in the entire galaxy, right?
Right.
But now each and every one of those cells performs a few million chemical reactions per second. So if you want to know how many chemical reactions there occur in our body at any given second, we simply have to multiply 75 trillion with a few million. So next time somebody asks you if you're busy, Kim, you say, yes, extremely. Okay?
Right.
Now, each and every one of those cells has 100,000 receptors on its outer membrane. And we also have inside the cell, we have the RNA, the messenger. So the RNA constantly yells at those receptors like, hey, we need vitamin C or we need omega-3 for the cell to do what? Replenish, repair, renew itself. So that messenger constantly tells the receptors to stick out their neck in the extracellular environment and look for that vitamin C. Now, if due to our SAD, standard American diet, that vitamin C is not available, then the cell will have to settle for less compatible, less potent nutrients. So it's like when you have an original copy and you make a copy of a copy of a copy, you can't read it anymore.
Right.
So it's the same with our cells. They're forced to use, less potent nutrients, and therefore we're going to end up with degeneration and mutation, which is disease and cancer, right? So just by understanding that little bit, you can now say you don't have to be a health freak. But what you need to do is you need to provide your body with all the essential nutrients it needs on a daily basis. And if you do that, then it's okay to have that taco on Tuesday or that pizza on Friday or that beer.
Can I get a chocolate chip cookie every once in a while, Dr.
Yes,
Mike?
sure. Make sure it's Belgian chocolate, so it's better.
Oh, Belgian. Okay, then I'm good. Right. Ghirardelli, is that close enough or no?
Yeah, good enough. It's Europe. So the problem with most of us is that we only eat man-made foods that are loaded with toxins and empty of nutrients. And therefore, our body does not have the choice. And that's where degeneration and mutation comes in. But if you assure your body that you get all the good stuff on a daily basis, only then it's okay to have some bad stuff, Kim.
Okay. And so where do you recommend people get these good things? Is it from fruits, vegetables, supplements? Talk to us about where you recommend.
Yes, well,
I already know the answer.
The answer is Mother Nature. The answer is Mother Nature, right? So yes, you need your fruits, your vegetables. Now, obviously, it's hard to get big amounts of that on a daily basis.
Right.
So, I like juicing because juicing is much easier to get, like 6 cucumbers, 6 apples, cilantro, kale. I mean, who's going to eat all that? But you can drink it and you get it all inside of you. So juicing to me is a very easy way to get lots of nutrients from Mother Nature in your body. Then there obviously are what we call high quality supplements, right? So high quality supplements, a lot of people ask me all the time, are supplements really necessary? And unfortunately you have to say yes, because they kind of become an insurance policy for us to stay healthy. Because again, we're exposed to far more toxins than ever before. The top 3 reasons would be these, Kim. Number 1, we don't grow our own food in our backyard anymore, right? We don't have the time. There are things like aquaponics and hydroponics that people should look into. But practically speaking, if we go to the farmer's market or we go to the organic section in our supermarkets, there's a time that has lapsed between harvest and consumption. And so during that time, even if we eat wholesome organic foods, a lot of the nutrients are lost. For example, did you know that asparagus loses 90% of its vitamin C in just 1 week of storage? If you pick an apple from a branch, within 30 minutes, 50% of the enzymes are gone. So that's
I didn't know this. Who knew?
Yeah.
I mean, wait. In the studio audience, tell me, please, if you knew this, then you're definitely much better than me. I had no idea of what you're saying right now. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm not saying don't buy organic wholesome. I do. You have to. But you still have to be aware that you didn't get it out of your own yard. And therefore, a lot of nutrients are lost already between harvest and consumption. So that's one reason for supplements. The other one is, our soils are depleted from minerals and essential nutrients. Because after World War II, farmers started to use NPK fertilizers. That's only 3 minerals. Our body needs 70, 80, 90 minerals to function optimally. So again, that's reason number 2, we need high quality supplements. And number 3, we don't live in pristine areas anymore. We live in cities and towns, and we're exposed to much more environmental toxins, polluted air, polluted water, the exhaust fumes from the vehicles, the chlorine fumes from our shower, our household products and beauty products, and electromagnetic radiation from our Bluetooth devices, cell phones, smart appliances, etc. So we have to deal with a lot more toxins than ever before. Our human body is not made to deal with that much because we are used to be in the pristine areas,
right,
chasing the sable tiger, and we're not. So therefore, again, high quality supplements become an insurance policy for those top 3 reasons.
Wow. Okay. So I have here juicing is necessary. Supplements are a requirement from your perspective as well. I'm just looking over here at the comments. And then you also said that you said 3 reasons. I was trying to type them while you were saying them. I see you, Dr. Zakia, who says that definitely juicing is a plus in Mother Nature, hashtagging Mother Nature. And someone, lots of nutrients are lost from harvest to consumption was one of your points. And then you made point number 2. What was point number 2 one more time, Dr. Mike?
A lot of nutrients are lost from harvest to consumption, but often the soil that our fruits and vegetables are harvested is depleted. So then obviously our fruits and vegetables are also lacking those nutrients.
Okay, wow. These are, so now at least this gives us an understanding of why we need to be able to supplement so that we can get rid of some of the toxins in our bodies. And here, so we don't live in pristine areas anymore. These are all things you can go back. If you're taking notes on the show today, these are some great notes. And then also just getting the book itself and learning more on how you can apply some of the tips that are there. And the soil is depleted. We're talking with Dr. Mike Van Thielen today about his theory. And I think it's pretty much a good theory. And again, the views expressed are the views that we're personally sharing. Doesn't always reflect that of Believing Your Dreams Network or CTR Media Network or the Kim Jacobs Show and all of that good stuff. But these are our personal views, and I'm enjoying hearing that of Dr. Mike today. So what else would you say is something that people need to know pertaining to biohacking? And that's its own topic in itself. So what do you want to talk about regarding that?
Biohacking is a very broad and amorphous term that basically covers a wide variety of activities or therapies, but with the intent to upgrade our body, our brain, and our human life. And so, I mean, it encompasses many different things. But to me, there's 3 steps to biohacking. Number 1, you need to regain control of your health first and get back to quote unquote normal. So if you have a few extra pounds, or if you are diagnosed with any disease or take any medicines, first thing we need to do is balance your body and resolve that pain and those medical conditions so we can get you back to normal. Second step is we need to get you to optimal health. That's the second step. We need to get you strong, vital, in control of your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical well-being. And only then can we biohack, meaning we're going to try to objectively reverse your biological age. And so there's 3 levels of biohacking. The first one is biomodulation, where we basically make a slight shift, or we modulate our bodily functions. For example, light, movement. We just talked about it, juicing, high quality supplements, taking a cold bath, taking an infrared detox sauna. Those are things that create a adaptive response that makes our body just a little bit stronger, okay? Level 2 is bioenhancement. Bioenhancement is usually external substances that have a more drastic effect. Examples would be a BHRT, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, when our hormone levels drop as we age, or when our quantity and quality of our stem cells in our body drastically declines, both of them due to genetic programming. So when we do these therapies, we basically bring our body beyond our genetic programming, because who wants to be crippled at 70 years old, right, Kim?
No,
And then,
you're an example. You're being modest. I'm going to talk about you biohacking yourself in a few minutes, but
that
it's
sounds
okay.
good.
I'll keep it there.
So then the third level is biotransformation, which has permanent results or permanent uh, effect. And so examples of that are a pacemaker, right? A bionic limb, and bionic limbs today are more effective and efficient than our own biological limbs. We have, interfacing our brain with computers, such as Neuralink or cochlear implants for deafness, or computer chips in the brains of Parkinson's patients to help them with their debilitating effects. We have genetic modifications, meaning replacing bad genes with good genes. And we have
Okay.
genetic engineering, which is basically editing out all diseases. And so that's a little bit the next step. So if becoming a modern day cyborg is not your cup of tea, we just stick with biomodulation and bioenhancement.
Well, it sounds like people are going to need some one-on-one training with you to get a more in-depth discussion on how they can get it customized to their own individual bodies, in my
Sure.
opinion.
Yeah.
Someone asked a question about hormones. They like talk about hormones when it comes to biohacking. Any thoughts on hormones?
Yeah, your hormones need to be balanced, right? Hormones have so many functions in our body, not just feeling good, but being strong, lean muscle mass, and they need to be balanced in order to, to be at optimal health. And so Mother Nature, especially with women, but also men, we got menopause and andropause, right? Mother Nature said, well, once you can't, produce children anymore, according to Mother Nature, you become useless, right? And so that's why hundreds and hundreds of years ago, we only were 40, 50 years old and we died, right? But now we have the way to extend our lives.
Yes.
After our capabilities of doing that, many things in our body drastically decline. And women especially know also that, perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal, we deal with a lot of issues, and it's because our hormones are out of balance. So with bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, never go to a doctor and get synthetic hormones because they increase the risk for cancer, heart disease, etc. But bioidentical hormones, look at your functional medicine doctor, look it up. They are natural hormones that our body, usually from plants like yams, that our body recognizes, and it balances our hormones so we can be, feel at least young again, don't feel fatigue, don't have those night sweats, don't be, I got to watch my words here.
I hear you, Dr. Mike.
Don't have those mood swings. And so there's so many symptoms that really put us down when our hormones are out of balance. And it's very easy to get them optimized and balanced again with bioidentical hormone replacement therapy.
Wow. Okay. This is some good discussion, everybody. We're talking with Dr. Mike Van Thielen today, and we're talking about some biohacking. We're talking about the invisible threat of electromagnetic radiation and his theory on that. And he's been just sharing some great information with us today, some things to consider for us to weigh every thought. He's also the author of many books, but one of which is during the pandemic, he wrote The Invisible Threat of EMR, Electromagnetic Radiation. And so he talks about some strategies to shield ourselves against some of the EMR. Okay. And I wanted to ask a question. I saw here in our research that do DIY bio and grinder biohacking work. Do you know anything about that? Because I see here that there are a lot of different experiments. And this one particular example is a man that was injected with a chemical compound of chlorine E6 into his eyes, giving himself night vision. And it worked, sort of, is what this statistic said, the study said. And there's another.
That's why I need guidance, Kim. Every time we're on the edge or on the cusp of new technologies, it's experimental at first, right? So the top biohackers in the world, they try things on themselves. I not necessarily suggest that, right? So a lot of things are backed up by research, and people like myself know, I can customize a plan, identify where you are health-wise, and just put a strategy together that is gradual and that is safe and that we can objectively, this is the key, objectively measure your progress. Because this can be objectively measured. It's not something, oh, we're going to do some stuff and we may feel better or we may not. No, these things, they work. There's research behind this. And just like blood work, we can do all types of testing. We can do telomere lengthening testing. We can do epigenetic testing. We can do gut biome testing. We can do body composition analysis. And we can do lab work before and after to monitor, to set baselines, but also to monitor progress and the effectiveness of our programs.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Listen, when we come back, I'd like for us to talk about, is it possible to repair DNA? These are just questions. Is that a good topic for us to talk about right when we come back after this commercial break? We'll be right back talking with Dr. Mike. And before we take the commercial break, let me let you know how you can stay connected with Dr. Mike. You can go ahead and let people know how they can stay connected with you right quick.
Yeah, my website, biohackingunlimited.com or MVT, Mike Van Tielen, mvtonline.com, same website. So right now I'm offering a 20-minute free Zoom meeting until my agenda is full. So take advantage of it, where we just have a talk on where you are, what your goals are, whether that's in health, in business, or in life. And I will mentor you, put you in the right direction. And check out the mentorship programs that are there. And I'm here to help you reach your goals and live to your fullest and highest potential.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to learn, can you even repair DNA right after this break? Yeah, I'm eager to hear the answer to that. We'll be right back.
Nothing says I love you more than final expense insurance whole life protection. With funeral advocacy nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions, 704-499-3616.
We are back. We're talking with Dr. Mike today, and he's giving us some food for thought. And speaking of food, by the way, he has a food that he likes a whole lot. And it's some Belgian fries with stew and silver onions, I hear, right?
How do you know that, Kim? God.
That's how I'd be interested in seeing that dish being eaten. But anyway, the food that he's given us for thought today is how to go about biohacking our bodies and our overall system to be able to have a better outcome in this journey called life. So talk to us. Can we repair our DNA, Dr. Mike?
Yes, we can. And again, it's all these toxins and also aging that basically shuts things down, and we have more and more DNA damage. A lot of cells, stop dividing, and they call them zombie cells, and that's because our DNA is damaged, right? So yes, we can repair DNA, and guess what? We have an innate DNA repair system. It's inside ourselves. Our own body can repair any damaged DNA. Now, this system consists of 17 enzymes that basically function as DNA damage sensors and signaling molecules. So when there's DNA damage, they go to that site, right? They bind to the DNA damage. They create a matrix and start repairing. So the question is, why is this system not working in 98% of us, right? Because this system, just like your car, Kim, requires fuel. And the fuel for our system is called NAD+. Some of the listeners may have heard about NAD+, right? Now, so the question is, why are we low on NAD+, or what do we need to do to keep our NAD+ up in our body? Well, first of all, NAD+ is one of those things that's obviously crucial for DNA repair. It's also key to optimal mitochondrial function and epigenetic modifications. But NAD+, how do we keep it high? Number one, we need to keep a low EMR lifestyle. In other words, we need to shield ourselves from electromagnetic radiation because, again, those thousands and thousands of study indicates it depletes our NAD+, and therefore we can't repair DNA. So we need to put things in place to shield ourselves from EMR and other toxins. Number 2, resistance training. So if you go to the gym, you need to do resistance training. Strength training increases your levels of NAD+. Okay. Another thing that we can do is, obviously, we need enough sleep. Lack of sleep will deplete our NAD+ reservoir. But we also can take precursors, meaning supplements that basically, make NAD+ in our body. And those are tryptophan and, even more importantly, niacin. Niacin is a precursor to NAD+. So taking niacin would help with our NAD+ in our body. And last but not least, we can get NAD+ supplements, or we can get a regular IV or infusion of NAD+ too. So those are the things that we really need to do, because if our body has NAD+, it will repair your DNA when it's damaged. Okay.
And are you saying NAD+?
Yeah, NAD+.
Okay, and so you said shield ourselves, strength training, get enough rest, and add supplements is what I have.
Well, no, niacin and tryptophan, not just any supplements, right?
Oh,
because
niacin and what else?
Tryptophan.
Oh, Lord, I hope I'm spelling this stuff right.
No, niacin is far more important. So niacin is a good one. Niacin is
tryptophan.
Yes. And then obviously you can get NAD+ as a supplement itself, or get regular infusions, IVs of NAD+. They are available too.
Okay, so I see that's niacin. I did spell that right. And then the other one was tryptophan. I don't know. Okay, PHAN. I don't know of all of this stuff, but it's okay. I'm learning.
That's an amino acid. Yes.
Oh yeah, well, I do know about that. See, I just didn't know it was called that.
So the other thing I want to add to that, there's another important molecule besides NAD+. It's NADPH. NADPH is the battery of our cells. Most people heard about the mitochondria, who are the energy factories producing ATP or energy. But NADPH is the battery. What does that mean? It means it's an electron reservoir. Most listeners probably heard about free radicals and antioxidants, right? Because free radicals, remember, those toxins cause free radical damage in our body. And antioxidants, which comes from our fruit and vegetables, right? Vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, selenium, zinc, glutathione, all antioxidants. What they do is they give an electron to the free radical to stabilize it again. So the theory always has been, and still kind of is, that if we have enough fruits and vegetables and antioxidants, we can neutralize the damage caused by the free radicals. But even antioxidant, and this is important to understand and pretty easy, even an antioxidant gives its electron to a free radical, which is great, it's done. There's nothing else that antioxidant can do. But what if, Kim, we had a reservoir of electrons, and we could continue to give that same antioxidant more and more electrons, so it could exponentially neutralize more and more free radicals? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's why we need NAD+ besides NADPH besides NAD+. So how do we get NADPH?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So how do you get all of these free radicals, amino acids, NADH, NAD+, all of this stuff? How do you get this in so that you can really start benefiting from it as a person?
Well, yeah, again, supplements is one thing, and then eating the foods that promote the production of those in our body. So for NAD+, for example, hydrogen. Hydrogen will promote NADPH. And hydrogen, we can, for example, drink hydrogen water. For example, I got a simple filtration system right here. I'm looking at it on my countertop. It filtrates the water like most people have, but it infuses the water with hydrogen gas. So now I get hydrogen water, which energizes each and every cell in my body and produces NADPH, which is important because then my antioxidants can continue to receive electrons to neutralize free radicals.
Oh, wow. Okay. And you buy this special water and stuff from just
for people,
representatives or what?
Yes, here's the answer. So I am a mentor, and everything that I recommend people is something that I use myself or have used myself. I don't make my own supplements. I don't have any technologies. I'm not selling anything. But if you go to my website, biohackingunlimited.com, there's a page that says shop here. And those are the things that I use. And there's links to websites. And so one of the links is a link to a website for a hydrogen filter system that I have in my house that I think is the best on the market. That's why I use it for me and my family.
Wow. Okay. Unlimited.com. I'm going here so I can see and make sure, because I'm a visual person. So this is good. Biohackingunlimited.com. And I want to make sure. Oh, yeah. I love this too. Okay. So I'm going to go and take you all. If you're visual like I am, then I'm going to take you over to this website. I know you'll go at your time and your own convenience throughout the day or whatever. But I want to make sure that I take a moment to share the screen with you. You'll see what you're going to see when you visit biohackingunlimited.com. So let's go over here and visit it now. All right. Wow. This is a great site, by the way, too. All right.
I'll take credit. I made it myself. Keep it simple.
Of course, right? Let's see.
See, there's the superpowers that we lost, and we need to regain those.
Absolutely. And you talk about that in your presentations too. But I'll put this up so people can see and show the full screen. Now talk to us and tell us again.
So if you want to go to the shop, you got to go to the last and scroll down, and now you can see shop here. And now see, it says I use all these products, but if you look down, these are things that I use to biohack and become superhuman. That's an anti-aging bed cover, which shields us from electromagnetic radiation and grounds us at the same time.
Get out of here. See, that's why we needed to come and see this. So
imagine, Kim, you can biohack and heal while you sleep, so it doesn't even take any extra time.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Hyperbaric.
I got a hyperbaric oxygen, so that's 100% oxygen and pressurized. That's because I'm training for another world record, and Michael Phelps slept in one of those all the time. So this is also good with people with brain injuries, strokes, Parkinson's, those types of things. They have to look into a hyperbaric oxygen. And there's the water system we just talked about. Again, there's thousands of studies at hydrogenstudies.com that you can look up. But that's the system that I have that really, helps with the NADPH. This is a very nice young lady in the relaxed far infrared sauna right there. So I have that in my bedroom, and that's just, one of those big wooden saunas. It's too much of a large footprint, and it takes a long time to warm up. So this kind of works immediately.
Wow. Okay. Well, I am thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that we took a moment to go to the site. So that's what you're going to see when you go to biohackingunlimited.com. You'll see some different things that you can actually purchase, but things that Dr. Mike actually uses himself. So he's not telling you to do something that he hasn't done as well. And you said you also are training. I definitely want to let people see. Tell them about you've been in the Olympics already in the past, and now you are getting ready to train in August for, I think it's in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, 2023.
Yes.
So talk to us and tell us about your upcoming training.
Well, actually, I was a swimmer from I was 8 years old till about 24, and then I took a 22-year break. Then I started swimming again at age 46, and then at age 48, I swam a world record in the 45-plus age group. That was 2019, just before COVID. And then I stopped swimming for 3 years because of COVID. There were no competitions, etc. But they just announced 2 weeks ago, Kim, that the World Championship's going to be in Japan in August 2023, which is only 10 months away. So for swimmers that have been swimming, it's okay. But 10 months is probably a little bit too short to get to my top form. But I'm going to try anyways, but I'm going to try it differently. Instead of swimming every day like every other swimmer, I'm going to swim only 3 times a week, but I'm going to biohack. I'm going to reverse my age. So even though I'm competing in a 50-plus age group, my body's going to be only 40. And therefore, I'm going to come out in the left corner and see if we can challenge those top swimmers right there.
Well, I caught a quick clip of you doing just some basic practice. Yes, I got it. You're on. What were you saying? That's you practicing or just doing your daily?
That was the day before yesterday, and that's only my second week back in the water. So I'm trying to feel that water again. It's not easy.
I think that you're going to do a magnificent job. I'm so proud of you. And you're just taking steps in life that many people say, oh, I'm too old for doing this at this phase. But I love the fact that you are taking this challenge on. You've already possessed and earned a world record. And so I believe that you're going to do just that again. I'm believing with your biohacking theory and everything that you're doing, you're going to just knock it out the park. So I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And also tell us, you say everybody needs to find their superpower. So I found another little clip, and
you need to figure out what superpower you want. You guys know what superpower you want? Damn, I watched it. What superpower do you want? And once you figure out what your dreams are, what your passion is, you need to make an action plan, a strategy. And you got to surround yourself with a team of experts. That's the only way you're going to reach your...
that. So not only are you talking about biohacking from just our overall physical bodies, but I love the fact that you travel and you speak about even finding our superpowers. Do you want to talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, sure. I just always start my presentation basically with do you remember what superpower you wanted when you were a kid? The dreams about who you wanted to be. Because you believed without any doubt in your mind that you could be that person until someone or your parents told you it was impossible. And that's why most of us came settled for ordinary, while some of us continue to, chase their dreams and figure out how to accomplish those. So what I'm doing is I urge everybody to, we've been told to go to law school or to medicine school or try to live vicariously through our parents because, they didn't do what they had to do. And everybody pushes us different directions. And even as adults, we take on projects that don't fit our dream. We do things that we should say no to. And so we get lost of our own dreams and passions. So even to high school, I talked to 30 high school students just a week ago. I said, you just cannot worry about what other people think. Ask yourself, what are your dreams? Who do you want to be? And what are you passionate about? And don't worry about whatever your passion is. If you think it doesn't make money, you're wrong. Because no matter what you're passionate about, you will be successful and the money will follow. Don't go to law school because you think lawyers make money or doctors make money. What is your passion? And once you figure it out, it sets the stage. But most people didn't figure it out yet, not even at age 40, 50. So figure it out when you can. And once you do, make a plan and a strategy, because without a plan, nothing comes to fruition. Once you have that plan, you probably have to surround yourself with people that you need, experts in the field, because we all have weaknesses. And so you put the people in place that can help you to live your highest potential. And once you do that, there's only one more step. You need to focus on, tackle all obstacles, no doubt, no wavering. An obstacle is just like the 110 meters hurdles, right? In track and field.
Yeah.
You know where the finish line is. That's your dream. You attack the hurdle. You don't say, oh, it's not going to work. The hurdles are there. You attack them. You get to the finish line with your team of experts and your coaches, and you will be golden. That's what everybody...
Awesome. I want to be in the studio audience when you're doing those presentations. That is very inspiring. Very. And Dennis Spraggins is on too. He said, hey, he is a genius. This man is a genius.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yes, he is. And yes, I see you putting a comment about his superpowers as well. And Dennis and anyone in the studio audience, what's your superpower? Put it in here and let us know. We'll be happy to acknowledge it. But what is your superpower as well? So today we have been talking with Dr. Mike, and we've talked about all kinds of things. EMR, electromagnetic radiation, and the invisible threat. According to Dr. Mike, get the book and learn more about his theory and some strategies that will help us. and make sure that you apply those strategies, and it can really hopefully change the trajectory of your life. And then we also talked about biohacking and how we can kind of repair our DNA. And he gave some wonderful strategies pertaining to that. And even now, a motivational speech. And we did not talk about these lovely ladies here.
Oh,
And I want to make sure that I take a moment to give you time to speak about them.
well, those are my two beautiful daughters there you can see, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, this has been a few years, but they're 20 and 22 right now. And the oldest one graduated from UF. She's on a little break because she needs to figure out what her dream and her passions out are before proceeding in life. And so she's working and saving some money. And then the one on the left is Erin. She's at USF right now. And she's in the last semester of biology. She wants to be a veterinarian. But she always knew since a little child she wanted to be that. So she had it easy. She knew what she wanted to be. She didn't doubt. She didn't waver. She's going for it. So she already figured it out.
Well, I am super excited and proud that you are here today and talking about your family, talking about your journey, talking about how we can reverse some aging, your Olympic record holding status, and all of the things that God has gifted you to do. I do believe that you're making a difference on this earth, Dr. Mike, and I do want to encourage people to stay connected with you one more time. So tell them again how they can stay connected.
Yeah, sure. My biohackingunlimited.com website has my books, a lot of podcasts, interviews, link to the YouTube channel. You can check out the mentorship programs. There's a program for everybody. But before you decide on that, just schedule a free 20-minute Zoom call so we can see where you are, where you want to be, how I can help you, and see if one of those mentorship programs would be right for you to reach your fullest potential. I'm going to be there relentless, making you accountable for everything you do or don't do, giving you tips, avoiding those pitfalls, falls, and just connecting you with the people you may need on your team of experts.
That's awesome. So I want to make sure too that I acknowledge today's episode sponsors one more time. Today we have Silver Shield Security, who took the time to sponsor the Kim Jacobs Show. If you use Tone X, he's an international comedian. If you use the hashtag Tone X, you'll get a special discount if you're in the Carolinas area or the Georgia area as well. And attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. They're in Alabama, Carolinas, and the Georgia area, also Richmond, Virginia area as well. And they deal with disability and injury, any type of workers' compensation, or if you have situations where it's a wrongful death of a loved one, make sure you reach out to them. And then we also have getinsured.solutions, and they deal with final life expenses. So make sure that you reach out to them and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. If you're ever interested in CTR Media Network, where we stream also in over 350 million households, you can visit ctrmedianetwork.com and you'll see this and all of these different episodes there as well. So I'm grateful that you all tuned in today. And do you have a closing comment, Dr. Mike?
Oh, no, I got to pick a closing comment. Well,
you don't have to, but I just want you to know
just for the listeners. First of all, choose health freedom. And next of all, just like we said, never give up. My motto is I never lose, I win or learn. So when something doesn't go your way, it's just an obstacle to get to the big win. Learn, move on, and just stay focused on your dreams. We get distracted. You need to learn to say no far more often to things that do not fit your dreams. If you own a business, you need to start firing people.
Yeah, I get it.
Yes, they slow you down. And just you gotta be in optimal health. Without health, you can't enjoy money, you can't enjoy friends and family, and you can't live for service and share your abundance. So step number one, get in optimal health, and only then can you help others.
Wow. Well, Tracy Randolph said, I am definitely going to connect. And thank you so much for this show. And she's very grateful. And we're very grateful that you were in the virtual studio audience. So if this connection alone is going to be one that's well worth the entire episode.
Tracy.
So Tracy, you have a great connection here. Both of you do, actually. All right. Make sure you all take a moment to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. You can do that right on our YouTube channel. And it's the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube, and turn your notifications to all so that when we go live Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're right here in the virtual studio audience. And my final thing that I'll tell you is many people want to know how you can allow yourself to be able to pour into this particular broadcast. You can do that by investing in the Kim Jacobs Show through multiple platforms. You can screenshot that, and one of those ways, pour into the broadcast so we can continue to bring on wonderful guests like Dr. Mike and any other guests that have been coming on. I think I've learned something from every single person that I've interviewed virtually. It has been an honor and a privilege to have you, Dr. Mike.
Kim, thank you also, because we may have knowledge, we may have things that we want to get out there, but it's only people like you that spread the word and reach all those people that could benefit. So this is a team effort. So thank you, Kim, for your time and your efforts.
Thank you. All right, everybody. So on that note, I was trying to put all of these links in here for you guys. But on that note, we're going to take a moment to say have a great day. And we will see you again right here on another episode of the Kim Jacobs Show at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Dr. Mike.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.